Good morning, children. Coming back to the lesson. Yesterday we learned about the fundamental quantities and the derived quantities. Okay. Today we will be learning about the scalar quantities and the vector quantities. Yesterday, just I have given the introduction about the scalar quantities and the vector quantities. Okay. Once again, we'll see about the scalar quantities. Scalar quantities. The physical quantities which are having of only magnitude but no direction is called as the scalar quantities. Already I said about that. Magnitude means size. Okay. If we can take an example, if I ask a question that what is your name, means you will be giving your name as my name is so and so. Therefore, I will be getting of the answer to the question whatever that I asked. Okay, that gives us complete sense of meaning. But if I ask you about where is your house, normally you will be saying that my house is in somewhere Hanmakonda. But would I be able to get that the address of your house? No. For that, normally you will be showing of one direction. Okay, that direction indicates what? It gives the vector quantity. The physical quantities which have both magnitude and direction are called as the vector quantities. The physical quantities which have both magnitude and direction are called as the vector quantities. First we will be learning about in detail about the scalar quantities. Okay. Then what are the physical quantities? Yesterday we learned about the physical quantities, that any quantity which can be measured is called as a physical quantity. Okay. In these scalar quantities, then what are the physical quantities which are scalar? To know that one, I have given a code to remember easily. In this code, we will be getting of most of all scalar quantities. That is, if we take a code, in that code, I am giving of a code representing of L, D, A, V, M, T, P, E, S, T. LDA, VMT, PEST. It is the code which gives all the physical quantities which represents the scalar. Okay. Then what do you mean by this L? Okay. L means length. Okay. Length. The units of the length is meter. Here, the letter whatever that it represents, you should know what it represents. In the same way, the units are also very, very important. And representation of the units is also very, very important. That is, meter is represented by M. D, distance. Distance. It is also meter. The units is also meter. A means area. Area. The units of area is meter square. M square. In the same way, V, volume. What are the units of volume? Meter cube. Meter cube. T, time. Second. P, power. Power. The units of power. Watt. W. Okay. E, energy. Joule. Okay. S, speed. Meter per second. Meter per second. T, temperature. Temperature. Kelvin. Here we see the meter. If we see the units of all the scalar quantities, we can able to see that these are the standard units. Standard units means normally for the length we can take centimeter, meter, kilometer, mile, like that. But here we are taking up only meter. Why? Because meter is the standard unit of the length. In the same way, all these units, whatever that we are taking, these are the standard units for the respective scalar quantities. Okay. Therefore, in order to remember the scalar quantities, if we remember this code, that is LDA, VMT, PE, ST, easily we can remember most of the scalar quantities. These are the examples of the scalar quantities. Okay, coming to the vector quantities. Coming to the vector quantities. Okay, coming to the vector quantities. The physical quantities which have both magnitude and direction are called as the vector quantities. Physical quantities. That means in order to represent the vector quantities, compulsory direction is required. Okay. In order to remember this one, I have given a code, that is VAFDMW. Normally we will be having of a car, BMW car. Okay. Therefore, by looking at the BMW car, wow, we will be saying no. In the same way, instead of wow, WAF DMW, like that we can remember. If we remember this word or VAF, WAF DMW, we can be able to remember all the vector quantities. Therefore, what this V represents? Okay, V represents velocity. Okay. V represents velocity. The units of velocity, meter per second. Meter per second. Meter per second. The units of A, here A, acceleration. Acceleration. Meter per second square. Units is meter per second square. Meter per second square. We can write this meter per second square in other way also. ms to the power of minus 2. Okay. Why? Because this 2, if it is coming to the numerator, we'll be writing in the negative form. We'll be writing this in the form of what? 1 by a to the power of m is equal to a to the power of minus n. It is a identity. Okay. Now, in the same way, F means force. Force. The units of the force is Newton. Or we can write in the other units kg meter per second square. Kg meter per second square. Okay. Like that also we can represent the units of force. Next, D represents displacement. Displacement. Okay. The units of displacement is meter. Meter. Okay. M, momentum. Momentum. Okay. Momentum. The units of momentum, Newton second. NS we represent, or kg meter per second. Kg meter per second. Like that we represent. And here W means weight. Okay, weight. The units of weight is Newton. Normally we will be writing it as weight is equal to m into g. Newton is nothing but kg meter per second square. Okay, all these are the vector quantities. That means velocity, acceleration, force, displacement, momentum, weight. All these are the examples for the what? The vector quantities. Okay. Today we learned about the scalar. Up till now we have learned about the scalar quantities and the vector quantities. In the scalar quantities, we are having of VAF, DMW. Okay, and in the vector quantities VAF, DMW. If you remember these codes, easily we can able to remember the quantities of the scalar and the vector quantities. Okay. And next, coming to the chapter, that is motion chapter. Coming to the motion chapter. Already we learned about what is motion and what is rest. Okay. what is motion, and what is rest. Okay, we learned about the motion. Okay, if there is a change in the surrounding of an object with respect to the surroundings, it is called as the motion. And if there is no change in the position of an object with respect to the surroundings, then it is called as the rest. Okay, next we will be learning about the relative motion. Relative motion. What do you mean by relative motion? If there is a change in the position of an object with respect to the observer, with respect to a particular observer, then we say it is called as a relative motion. Okay, relative means with respect to another person. A relationship, normally we will be having a relationship, a brother, a father, like that, uncle will be having, no, that is relation. Therefore here the relation between the observers. Okay, here if we take, already I explained once again, here if we take if a person is standing to the left of if a person is standing towards the left of me, therefore if anyone asks you about that, what is the position of that person with respect to me, means he is to the left of myself. Okay, he is to the left of myself, but in the same position, even though he is not moving, with respect to the person, that means yourself, if you are observing from other side, you may feel that person is to the right of myself. Okay, therefore without changing the position of the object, we can able to say that he is to the with respect to me, he is to the left side, with respect to you, he is to the right side. In the same way, we'll be seeing these many examples we can able to see in our daily life. That means if a person is traveling in a train, okay, for the person who is there in the train, he feels that all the villages which are passing through the train are moving off. Okay, they will be moving off in the opposite direction. And in the same way, as he observes, the person who is sitting in the train, he observes that the trees, the buildings will be passing out backwards. In the same way, the persons who are standing over there also will be moving off. Okay, and in the same way, but according to this person who is there in the train, is that all the buildings are moving? No, the buildings are not moving, but the person who is sitting in the train, he feels like that. Okay, in the same way, as he feels that not only the trees and the buildings moving, the persons also who is standing over there will be moving. And in the same way, if we change the observer, the person who is standing near the railway track, who is crossing the track, he observes that the train is moving. In the same way, the person who is sitting in the train are also moving. But is the person sitting in the train moving? No. He may or may not. But though the person is sitting over there, this person feels that the train is moving. In the same way, the person who is sitting in the train also moving. This is called as the relative motion. And another example, if we take a common example, a car. Okay, let us take a car. Okay, if we take a car, if a car is moving, okay, the driver in the car, he feels that when he is driving the car, he feels that all the buildings or all the passengers, whomever he come across, he feels that they are moving back. Are they moving really? No, they are not moving. Okay, and in the same way, if a person is observing from outside, from the outside this car, the person will be observing that this car is moving. In the same way, driver is also moving. In the same way, the person who is sitting at the back of the back door of the car also will be moving. This is called as relative motion. Okay, relative motion means if there is a change in the position of the object with respect to the observer, then we say it is called as the relative motion. It is called as the relative motion. Okay, and in the same way, if we can see some more examples, that can we say that whether today is now at present, whether it is a day or night, Yes, we can say. You will be saying that it is a day. It is a day. But in America, what is the now at the present time? Is it the day or night? It will be night. Okay. And in another country, Dubai, okay, Saudi, like that, it will be different. Okay. Why it is different? Therefore, we cannot able to say whether the day, present day now, with respect to the time, whether it is a day or night. It depends on the place where it is. Okay. That means in America, it may be of night time. Okay, in another country it may be of different, like that. Okay, that's about the position. Okay, here also we cannot able to say that whether it is a day or night. And in the same way, another example we can see over there. If we draw a map, a globe, somewhere a person is standing over here, somewhere a person will be standing over here, somewhere a person is standing over here, somewhere is standing over here. That means here these are the directions. These are the directions. Okay. Therefore, here the position of the person with respect to the direction also will be changing. Therefore, that these comes under the relative motion. This comes under the relative motion. Okay. Let us take here in this textbook, it is given, some more examples are given. Here a tree is given over here. A tree is given, a car is moving over here. A car is moving over here, and here two persons are given. That is Somesh and Srinu. Okay, and here the car is moving this side, and it is moving towards the east side. Here he is asking, a conversation is going between the two persons, that is Sinu and Somesh. Here Sinu is asking what is the state of the motion of the tree. He is asking Somesh. Okay, Sinu is asking about he is Sinu and he is okay, he is Somesh. Sinu is asking about Sinu is asking Somesh that what is the state of the motion of the tree. What he will be answering? He will be saying that it is at rest. Okay, Sinu is asking what is the state of the motion of the car. Okay, he will be saying that it is moving due east. It is moving towards the east. And Sinu again he is asking that what is the state of the motion of the driver. Driver is also moving. Okay, he is also moving along with the car. Therefore, he is also moving towards the east. Therefore, here another question Sinu is asking that how do you decide the car, the passenger and the driver are moving? Somesh is saying that with respect to us, that means with respect to the two persons, the car is in the motion. Therefore, as the car is in the motion, the person who is there in the car, that is the driver, okay, is also in the motion. Okay, this is about the conversation between the two persons with respect to the relative motion. Okay, sir. 1 second.